open to the press and public on request. We welcome the use of the Welsh language at this meeting. I have no request for people to speak Welsh today, so this meeting will be conducted in English only. Please can members refrain from using the chat function and instead use the raised hand icon to indicate when you want to speak. And please remember to keep your microphone muted when you're not talking. May I remind members that as per the statutory guidance made under Section 4 of the Local Government Wales Measure 2011 and our formally adopted hybrid meeting policy, any member attending a meeting remotely must be able to be seen and heard by the members and officers who are attending the meeting, as well as by members of the public viewing this meeting. So can I ask that you all please use your cameras for the duration of the meeting. Moving on to the agenda. Agenda item 1 is welcome and apologies. Dominique, do we have any apologies, please?
Thank you, Chair. I've had apologies from Councillor Richard Clark and Gregor T. Lodge.
That's great, thank you. Agenda item 2, quorum. Delyth Harries, the Monitoring Officer and Assistant Chief Legal Officer. Can you just confirm if we're quorum, please?
Yes, we are quorum. Thank you, Chair.
And I'll bring you back in now, if that's okay, Delyth, for agenda item 3, which is declarations of interests.
Thank you, Chair. Yes. Councillor Stephen Evans has a prejudicial interest in relation to agenda item number 9, as he's got an application for a dispensation in relation to numbers 4 and 5. So if I could ask Councillor Evans to declare that prejudicial interest, and of course you need, and you need to leave the room when that item's been.
That'd be great.
Thank you, Councillor Evans. And also the Chair has a personal and a prejudicial interest in relation to the same agenda item, and that's with regard to the application number 1, as you've got a son who's a member of the club. So if I could ask the Chair to confirm that prejudicial interest, and he'll have to leave during the item.
Yep, I confirm that.
As obviously the Chair will have to leave, the committee will have to nominate a deputy to just deal with that item in the absence of the Chair. So if I could ask for a nomination and a seconder for a Chair to just step in for that item.
Nominate Mark Rees.
If I could ask for a
I second that.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much. Agenda item 4, which is the minutes of the Ethics and Standards Committee held on the 21st of September 2023. Members, could you please state whether you have anything to raise in relation to the minutes? We're going to take them as read. If not, we'll take them as agreed as well. No comments? Brilliant. Agenda item 5, update on actions. Members, could you please state whether you have anything to raise in relation to the action sheet? If not, we'll just note its contents. No, no comments. Brilliant. Agenda item 6, the leader's duty to promote good conduct. Local Government and Elections Wales Act 2021. Delyth, could you please present the report to us? The recommendations are on page 20.
Thank you, Chair. As you will be aware, under the new Act that was passed in January 2021, there is a requirement for leaders of political groups to promote and maintain high standards of conduct by members of the group and to cooperate with the committee in the exercise of the committee's functions. The committee is also required to monitor the compliance by leaders of those groups with those duties and advise, train or arrange to train leaders about matters relating to the duties. A threshold criteria has now been agreed by the monitoring officers in Wales, which has been suggested should be used by the committee to establish whether the leaders have complied with that duty. So that threshold criteria is attached as an Appendix 1 to the report, and the purpose of this report is for members to consider and agree the threshold criteria attached as Appendix 1 to be used by the committee to monitor compliance of by the leaders of their duty. So I know that the leaders have been invited to the meeting and to also comment on the threshold criteria. Thank you, Chair.
Brilliant. Before we I ask if we agree the recommendation, I just wanted to check if anyone wanted to make comments. I can see the council leader, Councillor Hunt, is on the line, so it's just an opportunity to members and one of the group leaders if they did wish to comment or raise anything. Councillor Hunt.
Thank you, Chair, and I'm here primarily to listen as opposed to speak, but just to confirm my willingness to do my best to abide by those requirements, and also to offer myself as and when you want to speak with me in helping discharge those duties. I would say the last few months have taught me that there is a some juxtaposition between the requirements for us to uphold standards and also our sort of more pastoral job as group leaders, with the amount of stick that some of our council colleagues get, how we guide them through that and get them to respond appropriately as well as upholding standards is a challenge, but that's one that I think engaging in the way that you've suggested will only help with. So I'm more than happy to sign up to that and to help promote good standards and adherence to the code, both in what I do as an example and in how I try and manage my group. So as and when you want to call me to speak with you, then I'm more than happy to do that.
That's great. Thanks very much, Councillor Hunt. I think on behalf of the committee, I think we're all very grateful that you've taken the time to attend today, and also to continue reinforce to members about the importance of good conduct. So thanks. Any other comments from committee members? No? I can have confirmation that we agree with the recommendation then? Yep. Yep. Moved to this, seconded here. That's brilliant. We'll move on at pace to agenda item 7, which is the annual report of the Ethics and Standards Committee. Dennis, could you present the report, please? The recommendation, if you're looking at the papers, is on page 25.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, I mean, we have this report brought to this committee on an annual basis, and the purpose of it is to for you to be given the opportunity to comment on the draft report of the committee before it is presented to Council. The report generally sets out the work that has been carried out by the committee in the last year. You'd also be aware that since the introduction of the Local Government Elections Wales Act 2021, it has now become a legal requirement to produce an annual report, and the requirement and what should be in the annual report is set out in paragraph 4.1. So really, the chair of the Ethics and Standards Committee has been consulted on the contents, and in fact has had quite a significant input into the report. So the recommendation today is for you to consider and comment on the draft report, and to agree that any further changes required are delegated to the chair of the Ethics and Standards Committee. So the purpose of including that there is that if it needs to be updated prior to going to Council, then you've given some authority to the chair to do that. Thank you, Chair.
Brilliant. Thanks, Dennis. Any comments or questions or anything in relation to this item? Mark?
Thanks, Rodri. I just wanted to know the timeline, basically. Once we've approved the annual report our side, when does that sort of officially go to full council?
Thank you. It'll go to the council meeting in July, and I think the chair will be invited to that council meeting to present the report.
Thank you, Tom.
Any other questions or comments? If not, can I ask that we agree the recommendation? Yep. That's brilliant. Thank you. Agenda item 8 is the programme of work. Delith, I can bring you in again. And again, the recommendations are on page 33, if you're following along in the papers.
Thank you, Chair. Again, at each committee meeting, you are presented with the work programme, and we're now on version 44. It's, again, in the same format as you've seen before. It has been updated, I think, as and when required. You'll see that where we've got the reference to member development and training. As a result of a recommendation made by the leader at one of your previous meetings, refresher training has been arranged for members in the Code of Conduct for October 2024. And with regard to the Standards Conference, in fact, the next conference, we might find out a bit more detail at the Monitoring Officers Group meeting, which is going to be held on Friday, because I know that item has been added to the agenda. So hopefully it'll become a bit clearer as to when the next Standards Conference will take place. We've got the usual annual report there, which obviously will be is theirs to be considered by yourselves today. I think, and then obviously it's an opportunity for you to comment on the work programme. So I'll pass you back to the chair. Thank you.
No, that's great, and obviously thanks. I think it's a real positive there as a result of the September meeting, where the conversation with the leaders has led to direct action, and the fact that members are going to be having refresher training later this year as a result of the conversation and the work we did with the leaders. I think that's really welcome. Any other comments or questions from the committee members?
Something I spotted on the one part of it. To promote our standards, the last time we looked at it was January 2018. Is it up for sort of renewal?
Sorry, which one was that? Sorry, the what? Which paragraph?
Page 36.
I'm just reading this. Yes, I mean, I can update that because I know that members of the committee have been invited to, especially the independent members of the committee, have been invited to observe some of the council meetings. So that can be updated to include reference to any meetings that members have attended. I think, yes, I can check with Dom as to which ones that members have observed, so that can be updated. Thank you.
Great, thanks. We can.
Yeah, the only reason I asked that, I didn't know whether it was up for re-looking at. That was all.
Yeah, that's fine. We can take that as an action, and we can tackle that. Any other questions or comments? If not, I can ask members if they agree to the recommendation within the report. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Mark. Go on.
No, that's okay. It was just quickly on what we were just talking about there, and looking at that particular part of the work programme. It refers to when there may be things reported to us by the Ombudsman of Wales or the Adjudication Panel of Wales. Would I be right in thinking that because there's nothing that's been reported to us, there isn't anything that we need to consider, or is this a place where we could have reference to anything that those two bodies want us to, just be aware of? Thanks.
Delith, can I bring you in?
Thank you. Yeah, we wouldn't get in where complaints are made by members of, it's usually by members of the public to the Ombudsman. If the Ombudsman decides to investigate a complaint, then they would refer it back to me as monitoring officer to set up a committee to deal with that complaint. But that would be the remit of this committee. It's only it gets involved then with the Ombudsman should the Ombudsman make a referral for us to set up a hearing to deal with a complaint. I think, does that answer your question?
Thanks, Delith. Yeah, I appreciate that, and I see where you're coming from with that. But thing sticks in my mind that from time to time, there are matters dealt with by, for example, the adjudication panel for Wales, and the sort of the basics of those deliberations are sort of reported back to all of the various standards committees across the 22 councils, just so that we as members are aware of things that are going on. I just wondered if this is a point in the reports pack there, the work programme, where those things could be put there for our attention.
Yes, of course, that's a good point. So I think if I'm aware then of any reports of significance that would benefit this committee, then I can certainly report them back to the committee. So for awareness and for training. Thank you.
That's great. Thanks, Dareth. Any other comments or questions? No. In which case, can we agree the recommendation? Yeah. Brilliant. That's brilliant. Thank you very much. There's one final item, which is item 9, which is dispensation in respect of members' small schemes. Dareth, if you could present the report to us, please, or do you want me to run through them?
I think, Chair, this is the usual report with regard to dispensations. There is one item, just so you're aware, that has been added today, which is quite as a matter of urgency. And I know that the Chair has the authority to agree to add an additional item to the agenda if the Chair considers urgent. So if I could ask the Chair to confirm that, and run through the applications. Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine. I can confirm that. We will we'll add it onto at the end. We are going to do these slightly out of order due to the declarations of interest. So we're going to miss the first one, and then we're going to do number 2, which is Janet Jones, Bethel King Street Baptist Church, £50, a member of the church. Any issues? No? Great, that's fine. Janet Jones again, Blenavon Horticultural Society, £50. She's secretary of the society. No issues? Great. We'll skip the next two because obviously they're Stevens. Janet Jones, Blenavon Community Heritage Museum, £50. She's a secretary and treasurer. No issues? Great. Lucy Williams.
Could just confirm that then. So that's in relation to Councillor Evans to number which application?
Lucy Williams, number 7. The organisation she's putting money into. I'm the chair. So.
Can I therefore suggest perhaps that's dealt with at the same time as yours, Chair?
Yeah.
Thank you. And then you can step it. Fine, that can be recorded in the minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll pull that one separately as well. So it's 4, 5 and 7. Rose Seaborn, the CoStar Partnership, £200, trustee of the organisation. No issues, that's great. Ron Burnett, St Peter's Church, £500, member of the church. No issues. Mandy Owen, CoStar Partnership, £300, a trustee of the organisation. No issues. Norma Parish, Panteg House, £100, volunteers and attends events there. No issues. Nathan Yole, Panteg House, £100, volunteers and attends events at the venue. No issues. And Anthony Hunt, Panteg House, £100, also volunteers and attends events there. No issues. Brilliant. Norma Parish, Friends of Fishpond Park, £100, volunteers and attends events. No. Nathan Yole, Friends of Fishpond Park, £100, volunteers and attends events. No, no issues. And Anthony Hunt, Friends of Fish Pond Park, £100, volunteers to help the group and attends events. I'm assuming they're all okay, yes? Anthony Hunt, Griffithstown Junior AFC, £50. He's a volunteer coach at the club. No issues. Norma Parish, Bridge 46 to Five Lots Canal Group, £100. Volunteers to help the groups and attends their events. No issues. Anthony Hunt, Bridge 46 to Five Lots Canal Group, £100. Volunteers to help the group and attends events. No issues. Brill. Linda Clarkson, Anthony Hunt, Gollowupsy Play Group, £100. Voluntary trustee at the local hall where the group meets. I assume that's no issue. Yep, no issue. Linda Clarkson, Garnteg Primary School, £750, thinking of becoming a community governor. No issues. And then Janet Jones, Royal British Legion, £50. She's a member of the Royal British Legion. No issues. In which case, we'll deal with the ones that Stephen's got presidential. I can't say it. A conflict, yeah. So just wait for him to leave. And there's a couple here now. So it's Thornhill for you too, £100. He's chair of the organisation. No issue. Brill. Thornhill Food Bank at the Thornhill Centre, £100. He's director of the food bank and chair of the community centre. No issue. That's great. And the other one was Lucy Williams, Thornhill for you too, £300, and Lucy is a volunteer at the food bank. No issues. That's all of them. If we just go, shall I?
Do you want me to go and get?
Well, I need to excuse myself now and pass over, don't I?
Yes, unless you want to do the other one first.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, if we bring Steve back, yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that one. Should have drawn it on the list. Welcome back. We've got one other one before I have to leave, which is the one that's come in late, and it's Councillor Carl Gordon. It's Pontier Village Hall, £200 to fund first aid courses for users of the hall and local residents. Anyone have an issue?
No problem with that.
No, brilliant. We agree all of them then, apart from number one. If I pass over to Mark now, and I will leave.
Okay. Is Rodri out of the chamber now?
Yes, he has.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. As Rodri explained, he's got an interest in Pontypool United Hurricanes under 11s. So we're dealing with Councillor Mark Jones, and the amount is £100. And his interest in that is that he's the chair of Pontypool United RFC. So as long as everyone is okay with that going ahead, then we can agree that, and then Rodri can come back in. Thanks.
No objections from the chamber, Chair.
Okay, that's agreed then. Thanks.
That's great. So that's all the dispensations agreed. Is there any other business, anything anyone wants to raise? In which case, thank you all for coming, and I will close this meeting. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.